Now, when it comes to dealing with people, a person needs to know that you have to have kaf zchut. You have to give people the benefit of the doubt. If you don't give people the benefit of the doubt, you're simply going to hate everyone, including yourself. It's very, very critical that people learn how to give people that have chazakah of being kosher people the benefit of the doubt. Even if you see them do something that doesn't look so kosher. You saw the local rabbi that until now has been a great rabbi. You saw him drive on Shabbat. Now, who here believes you're allowed to drive on Shabbat? Who here believes you're allowed to play with your phone on Shabbat? Who here believes that you're allowed to smoke your smoky thing on Shabbat? Whatever they're called. Vaping. Nobody, right? Okay, unfortunately, many people do this. Apparently, they're not as Talmidei Chachamim like you guys. You guys have to start teaching. I get your YouTube channel and everything for free. Now, Rabotai Yekarim, many people do not know this. But, of course, the rabbi knows you're not allowed to drive on Shabbat. So if you see the rabbi drive on Shabbat, you are obligated to give him the benefit of the doubt. And what? Use that imagination HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you for free and say, why is the rabbi driving on Shabbat? You look in the car, you don't see anything. So now you have to be creative. Why? Because if you saw somebody in the car, immediately you would say, he's taking somebody to the hospital. Right? What if you don't see anybody? Dead body lying down. Somebody dead on the bed. Son's Talmid Chacham. Next week's already giving shiurim. Maybe he is laying down the person. Maybe, something's happening here. Doesn't mean if you don't see it, it's not happening. The point is, Rabotai, if somebody has chazakah of being a kosher person, you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. On the other hand, if someone has chazakah of being a rasha, you are not allowed to give him. Not allowed. Not that it shouldn't. You're not allowed to give him benefit of kaf zchut. Meaning, if Hitler, Yimach Shemo V'Zichro, comes and starts giving sandwiches in the Jewish community, you are obligated to say there's poison in those sandwiches. Why? There's no way that Hitler did what he did and now he's becoming a kind person giving sandwiches for free. No way. Not allowed to give him kaf zchut. If someone's a missionary, he went and took people and brought them to Yoshke, brought them to Avodah Zarah. He comes to you, he says, listen, Rabbi, I want to do tshuva. Rambam says not allowed to help him. Yeah, but he wants to do tshuva. Go do tshuva with your friends in the church. Go do tshuva with yourself. I'm not going to help you. He can do tshuva, but you're not allowed to help him. If he does tshuva, no problem. But we're not allowed to help him. Why? He's not a kosher person. Until now, he's been destroying the Shemot. But there are times, Rabotai, that if you don't use kaf zchut, you're simply going to live a miserable life. Such as this following story. In the book, Italech, by Rav Yaron Margaliot, he writes a very extraordinary story that he experienced himself. He says that in one of the times that he gave a shiur, came to a certain place, gave a shiur about kibud avayim, honoring the parents. Honoring the parents, Rabotai Karim, is one of the most important mitzvot that we fail at on a regular basis because we don't even know how to honor our parents sometimes. Do you know that the Shulchan Aruch, Yalkut Yosef, say that when your father comes into the room, you're obligated to stand up? Did you guys know that? Are you standing up every time your Abba walks in the room? Probably not, right? If your Abba is a kosher person, he's not a missionary. Your Abba is a kosher person. Gave you life, gave you parnasah, gave you this, gave you that. He walks into the room. You don't stand up. It's like eating pork. Why? The Torah says you have to stand up. Why? Kavod. Kibud avayim. Now what about if your father says, no, son, you don't need to stand up. You don't need to stand up. It's okay. You know what halakha is? You have to stand up anyway. That's how important it is. So kibud avayim, Rabotai Karim, it's important to learn a little bit about it so you know how to treat your parents, because how you treat your parents is how your kids are going to treat you. You treat your parents like they're working for you, guess what? You're going to have a bunch of gremlins running around your house one day telling you, Abba, I want this. Abba, I want this. Abba, I want this. Abba, where's this? Where's that? Where's that? They're going to yell at you like you're yelling at your parents. Now, Rav Margaliot says that one time he gave a shiur about Kibud Avayim, and after the shiur, he came downstairs and he saw two Charidim, two religious people, a couple, husband and a wife, older, in their 60s, waiting for him by the car. He says, how can I help you? He sees the guy doesn't look so good, and he says, yeah, Kvod Rav, I listened to your shiur, and I didn't want to talk next to people, but I was hoping you could help me. Yeah, sure. He says, you gave a whole shiur about Kibud Avayim, honoring parents, and that you have to find a way to constantly give your parents kaf zchut, the benefit of the doubt, even though your mom didn't buy it for you. It's not necessarily because she doesn't like you. Maybe she didn't have the money. Even though your dad didn't pick you up, it's not because you forgot about it. Maybe you ran into traffic. You have to give your parents kaf zchut. You have to. Sometimes you even have to give kaf zchut to your kids. He doesn't mean to destroy the things. It happened by accident, on purpose. Accidentally, on purpose, you broke your stuff. Accidentally. You have to give him kaf zchut, and on purpose he broke it, but it's accident because you caught him. So what happens is, you said you have to give kaf zchut to the parents. So I need you to help me. You chacham, chachamim, marbim shalom ba'olam. I need you to help me. How do I give kaf zchut to my father who died 2 months ago? Rav Margaliot says, wait a minute, hold on a second. Your father died two months ago and you want to give him kaf zchut? He goes, oh, let me tell you the story. It says, the rapper. Kaf zchut, but I have to tell him. Kaf zchut he didn't know, so I have to tell him. So now, the guy tells Rav Margaliot, he says, listen, my father died 2 months ago, and he was a very, very wealthy person. And he was very, very organized. And he made sure to write a will in handwriting. 8 times. Handwriting. So no one says, oh, maybe yours is this, there's that. You know, sometimes what happens, there's peace in the house until the parents die. Why? That's when the inheritance comes. Inheritance comes, money comes, all of a sudden everybody hates each other. All of a sudden there's all types of things. Shem Yachem, what I've seen in my life with inheritance. Brothers, sisters grow up best friends. All of a sudden the parents die, money comes into the picture. All of a sudden I hate you. I hope you use the money for medicine. I hope you this, I hope you that. Hashem Yirachem. After all, you're his brother, you're his sister. Why do you wish him these things? So what for a few dollars? People, mamash, they start cursing their parents. Oh, I hate my mom. I wish she's in this place and that place. Why? Chas v'shalom. Why? She gave my brother more money than me. Hashem yirachem what people do for money. Now, I saw a lot of this in the business world because I was the guy that usually dealt with the money. Now, anyway, this tzaddik says to Rav Margaliot, says, Kvod Harav, we're 8 brothers. And my father wrote and left the will to the rabbi as soon as he died. You know, everybody stopped crying and the alvaya and everything else. Came to the rabbi to see what the inheritance is. My father had 11 million shekels. A lot of money. And everyone's reading, the rabbi's reading the will, we're all reading together. And it's as if I wasn't his son. Why? All 7 of my brothers, they all got money. Me? He doesn't even mention me. Nothing, I get 0. Now you tell me, Kvod Harav, how can I give my father kaf zchut for this? You know what happened to me after? After that, people start saying, oh, you know, my sister said, you know what, maybe he forgot. So let's just, Abba loved you, don't take offense. Abba loved you, let's just split it equally, guys. Let's just split it equally. Let's just split it equally. I said, no. If Abba forgot me or Abba didn't want me in the will, he didn't have me, no, I'm going to do the Ratzon of Abba. I'm going to do the will of Abba. Abba says, no, I'm not getting nothing. But Bemit, inside, I was eating my heart out. Be'emet, inside I've been angry, I've been depressed. I almost did not want to go to the 30th day. I lost over 10 pounds. 10 pounds in the last 2 months since he died. People are talking in the neighborhood, all these gechazis, all these reshaim in the neighborhood that heard the story are saying, maybe it really wasn't his son. Maybe it's some mamzer. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. I went to, after the 30th day, everybody left. I stayed at the grave. I started crying to Hashem. I started crying to my father. I started saying, Abba, why did you do this to me? Why did you ruin my life? Why did you ruin my life? Everybody's making fun of me. So I need you to help me, Kvod Harav. I haven't left my house in 2 months. I need you to help me and tell me, how can I give my father kaf zchut? Sarah Magaliot says it's the middle of the night, and he's never heard such a story before. What am I going to tell the guy? He says, you work? He says, no. Actually, I'm the only avrech in the entire family. Everybody else works. Everybody else makes money. I live off Torah, 1,500 shekels a month. Meaning everybody else has money from their job, from their businesses. He's the only one that learns Torah, which means he should get more. Okay, so it's not the avrech thing. He says, maybe you offended your father? You had a difference with him? Never. Maybe you embarrassed him one time. He told you, a long time ago when you were a kid, you caused me a lot of tsar, a lot of problems. Never. I was the firstborn, and he loved me a lot. So, oh my God, I was thinking, how can I make shalom in this situation? He says to him, you married, kids? He goes, yeah, it's my wife. He goes, you have any kids? He goes, yeah, we have 12 kids. Baruch Hashem. He says, what do you do? You're a vrech? Yeah. He goes, you're an older person. You probably married all of them. He goes, yeah, Baruch Hashem, every one of them is married. So how'd you marry him? You're only on a vrech, makes 1,500 shekels a month. He goes, oh, my father helped me. He goes, how did he help you? He says, for every kid, he gave me $50,000 for the wedding. And then on top of it, for every kid, he gave the kid $10,000. When he said this, he was saying it like nothing. He was saying, listen, what does that have to do with the inheritance here, Kvod Harav? Rav Margaliot had a smile from ear to ear. He says, hold on a second. When he gave you the money, was the shekel about 4.9 shekels per dollar? Maybe 4.92? He said, yeah, about that, yeah. What does that have to do with something? He goes, Yishtabach Shemolad. Look at this. How many kids you have? 12 kids. How much did you get for a kid? 50,000. 50,000 times 12, so how much? 600,000. 600,000 times the 4.9, you almost got 3 million shekels. Now what is the minag? What are we supposed to do when we give Yerusha? Firstborn gets double of the rest of the brothers. What did you get? 3 million. What did the rest of your brothers get? They got a little over 1 million. Your father actually gave you double what your brothers got. Because your brothers didn't get this 50,000. He goes, no, they didn't get. Nobody else got, only I got. Your father got it. He gave it to you, double what they got. He goes, yeah, but how come he didn't tell me? How come he didn't write in the paper? He says, let me ask you something. If your father wrote in the paper, my dear son, remember I gave you double everybody else? You think your brothers will be happy about this? Because tell you the truth, they probably wouldn't be. So your father was such a tzaddik, he not only gave you double, but he also wanted to make sure that there's peace. That the relationship between you and your siblings is not destroyed. The guy starts crying hysterical. And he says, I have to do a party now. He goes, what party? You didn't even get any money. He goes, no, I have to do a party to clean my father's name. And you have to come, Kvod Harav. I'm going to invite all my brothers and sisters, and they have to all come. Why? I'm going to tell them this. Because I have to clean my father's name. And that's what he did. He had a party, nice fancy schmancy party, and he told his brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something. He tells him the whole story. He says, listen, Abba really did give me something. He gave me something while he was alive. Every kid, he gave me $50,000. Really, in the end, it was double, so on and so forth. He didn't write it in the will because he didn't want to get you guys mad. And I hope that now that I'm telling you, you're not going to get mad. The brothers and sisters were so happy that this happened. He says, listen, Mabruk, enjoy what you have. Just stop being so sad about Abba. They're all happy, everything happened. Why? Talmidei Chachamim, Arbim Shalom. Another story we see that if you use Torah, you're always going to get to something peaceful. As long as everyone is on the same page. Now, Rabotai, sometimes the confusion could be something as deep as this. Sometimes the confusion could be something minor. There was a very famous mechanech, very famous Rav Moshe Turk, or Turk. He was a mechanech for probably 60, 70, maybe even 80 years, some people say. Teacher for kids. And one of his years, there was the first time that the Americans allegedly went to the moon. Conspiracy aside, with the waving flag and the lack of gravity and so on, it was a very big event in those days. Now the rabbi repeated the story to the Talmidim in the Yeshiva, Charidim. He says, the astronaut says, one step for mankind, a giant step for humanity, or something like that. And you can see God from here. That was in essence the point of the sentence. One step for mankind on the moon is a giant leap for mankind and humanity and so on and so forth. But one of the big things that he said is that you could see God from here. You know how great God is and so on. Now, while the Rav is telling the story, one of the kids in the class, little kid, goes like this. Meshuga. 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 Now, if it was me, taking the table, tach on the kid. What Meshuga? You making fun of me? No, Bemet. Average person sees a kid call, say this, Meshuga, Meshuga, you're crazy, crazy. Who do you think he's talking about? The teacher. Because you're the one telling the story. But with all of that experience and all of that Torah, Rav Turk says, he held himself back, he stopped, and he asked the kid, who's a Meshuga? What do you mean Meshuga? Why are you doing this? What does this mean? And the little kid says, Kvod Rav, I don't know, you're telling us the story about this astronaut. And he says he had to go all the way to the moon to see God. This guy's a Meshuga. Why does he have to go all the way to the moon to see God? You can see God over here. The Rav says, what if I didn't contain myself? And I immediately would have punished the kid, sent him to the principal, called his parents, threw him out of the house, threw him out of the yeshiva, threw him out of everything. Where would this kid be today? Where would this kid be today? That's the kaf zchut of the teacher to the student. That's the kaf zchut of the son to the parent.